Hello and welcome to this Wisdom Whisper. I'm Karen Monaco if we have not met before. So, in the last Wisdom Whisper, I was talking about getting started with self love, which is really about starting a relationship with yourself and then growing it the same way that you would basically a relationship with anybody else. In this Wisdom Whisper, I'm actually going to be giving you an amazing tool. And if you stay with me until the end, I also have a little pick a card for you. I know you all love pick a cards. Okay, so let me know in the comments, how are you doing with that self-love relationship? Now, I will be honest, I know this from experience that it's easier said than done. So if you watch that last video with really good intentions of, yes, I'm going to start this relationship, I'm going to go all in, and maybe then fell off of the wagon, it's totally normal. And it's actually for that reason that I developed the self-love sessions, which I'll chat with you about at the end of this video. Now, if you need a refresher on what I talked about, hit pause, go back to that video, check in with the notes you might have taken, and then recommit to yourself. Today, I'm building on that topic and I'm talking about how you can show up for yourself consistently and see huge gains in regards to your self-love cup. So maybe you're feeling like your self-love cup is a little empty. This practice can actually help you start to fill that and maybe even make it feel like it's brimming with love and devotion for you. So let me ask you, have you ever been exceptionally hard on yourself? Would you agree with me when I say that you are probably your worst critic? Have there been moments in your life where you were feeling down about yourself and then shaming yourself, blaming yourself, and just in general being a bit of a jerk to yourself? I'm going to go out on a limb and say likely, okay? Because we all have been there and we all have those moments. But in those moments, you actually have two options. You can continue down that trail of self-loathing and negative self-talk, or you can choose to pivot and respond to yourself with love and compassion. Starting to show up and respond to you with that same love that you would give to your best friend, your sister, or one of your children is going to be foundational in regards to your self-love journey. And the easiest way that I've found to get there is through writing. And this is actually a tool that I offer my clients in the self-love sessions, and they have seen huge shifts within the first 24 hours of starting this process. Now, I really don't recommend trying this in the heat of the moment. So if you're going through a really hard time right now, I would actually hit pause, take a couple of rounds of breath, clear your head, get into a good heart space, and then come back when your energy is feeling a little bit better. It just is going to help it flow. Now, if you are someone who journals, you can take a peek back at an entry where you were really not showing up with love for yourself. Chances are there's a couple of them, and you'll have your choice of where you want to go with that. And if you don't journal, that's totally okay, because you're going to be able to remember back and reflect on a time when you were really engaging in that negative self-talk. Now, what is the tool? The tool is something that seems really simple, but every week when I talk about this in my self-love sessions, women say it was a little harder than I thought it would be, or man, I realized a lot about myself. Because the tool is learning to flip the script and respond to that former version of you today with love. Okay. And then, like I said, this is something that right now we're reflecting back on. Eventually, you're going to be able to expand this practice and use it in the heat of the moment. But it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of practice, like most things that are helpful. Now, just go ahead and take an honest look at what you were going through in those moments and those times when you were feeling down on yourself, where you were really just being your worst critic. And then offer your compassion, because chances are in that moment where you were feeling really low, you were still doing the absolute best that you could. Offer yourself wise counsel. What could you have done differently? Not in a like silly you, stupid you, why would you do it that way? But really offering that, extending that arm or that leg, that whatever we extend, of compassion to yourself. Choose to start showing up for you rather than against you. Do what you can to make yourself feel better. Give yourself an opportunity to really listen and really hear what it is that was happening, and then reflect on maybe there was something you could have done differently. But in the heat of the moment, who can make those choices in the heat of the moment? I know I'm using that phrase, heat of the moment, a lot, but that's really what it feels like. All right. Now, this process is absolutely a wonderful one to follow when you do go through those challenging times. So you want to start to build it. You want to build this practice. Start to show up for yourself consistently by responding to past versions of you with that devotion and compassion, with that support. And you'll find along the way there's these different pockets or these different things that come up, and you're going to be easily able to shift that narrative. Rather than sending yourself even further down the hole, you're going to be coaching yourself, mentoring, cheering yourself up and on. Now, this is a strategy that allows for those wounded parts of you to be loved by the healer in you, because every single one of you watching this video is a healer, and most of you know that. But we offer that healing to others and rarely to ourselves. And this is just, true self-healing and self-loving. I'm really excited for you to test out this practice because it helped me so much on my journey. It's empowering, and it tends to show you just how hard you've been on yourself and how you can start making that different, how you can start to transition and transform the relationship you have with yourself. I'll never forget, in the middle of a complete meltdown, right? We also all have those moments. I heard this really loving voice come up from my soul saying, hey, you are going to get through this, and you're actually getting through this right now. But rather than be hard on yourself for feeling, feel what you feel. And know that I'm not judging you. I was just really loving. It was like, I'm not judging you. I'm here for you now, and I'm here for you always. And we're going to get through this. All right. So since then, I've gotten pretty good at catching myself when I'm not offering compassion. And to be very frank, my baseline towards myself right now is compassion. Even in the moments where I goof up big time, I am able to say, oops, all right, well, you live and you learn, rather than how ridiculous of you to act that way. Why weren't you thinking it through when you said that, which used to be my predominant energy, the main way I showed up to relationship with myself. All right. So if you're ready to get rooted in self-love and live your life authentically, then definitely consider working one-on-one with me in the self-love sessions. It's just a 4-week one-on-one program, and we meet weekly for 30 minutes, and I give you some great tools to get you started in moving through your biggest blocks. I also send you some fun mini readings and support between sessions so that we can keep that love flowing. And there's a link in the description if you want to take a look at what it includes and how to schedule that first session with me. The women that I'm working with are seeing huge impacts, and I mentioned this earlier in the video, within 24 hours of each call. And major blocks are coming off the table. Big weights are coming off of their shoulders. And I would absolutely love to offer you and support you through that same transformation. Now, the moment you may have been waiting for, which is the pick a card. So I have 2 piles, right and left. Just go ahead and you decide which pile feels like it has a message on self-love for you. Okay. So just take a moment, take a breath or two. Right or left. And then let's start with the left pile. So 2 cards for you. I actually hadn't even turned them over until just now, and I love this for you if you were drawn to the left pile. So the animal guide that is coming forward to help you on your self-love journey is the monkey. He is so adorable, but the monkey is, they're playful animals, and it says experience all that life has to offer. So for those of you that were drawn to this pile, really consider if maybe you're living life a little small right now for whatever reason, and then consider ways that you want to live bigger, you want to expand on life. And the second card I have for you is you are enough. Full moon in Virgo, so probably some Virgo energy to those of you who are drawn to this, but just know that as you are, You are loved, you are worthy, you are valuable. So for you guys, what I am actually hearing is that you are really trying to actively heal certain things, and you're very aware of your wounds, and spirit is really saying, accept and acknowledge those aspects of you, but don't hammer away at it. Don't chip away at the wound. Don't pour salt in it. Know that as you are, you're good. You're solid. Okay. And yeah, continue to do the things that feel good, have some fun, experience what life has to offer, but don't but allow for some freedom, allow for some play in that healing process that you're going through. Okay, so let me know how that resonates down in the comments. Now pile to the right. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So for you guys, you have the llama animal guide, who is really about setting boundaries. Now, this might be boundaries with yourself, really carving out some you time. It could be boundaries with your children. Maybe they just, like walk in on you without knocking, or maybe they're taking advantage of you in other ways. It could be your partner, it could be your parents, it could be anybody, it could be your boss. But you're really being told the loving thing for you to do for you right now is to put up some boundaries so that you don't have to constantly be energetically depleted. You're giving a lot to others without receiving much for yourself. So that's what your self-love journey is about, is really like taking and receiving for you. And then your second card is surrender to the divine. So that giving, one of the things that it's beautiful is that you're offering to others, and yes, they might need it and it might make you feel good, but some of that can be handed over. That God, source, the universe, whatever label you resonate with, will be able to step forward and do a little bit on your behalf. Okay, so I get the impression that you're almost like, I'm hearing like super healer. You're like coming in and like, I've got this, I can heal this. And then at the end, you're really exhausted. And God is saying that's because you are doing some of what we are able to do. So let us do it. And then you step in if asked, if invited. Okay, but for now, just go ahead and pull back your energy, start taking some time for you, and you'll be great. All right, so do let me know how this practice works for you. Let me know how the reading resonates for you, and I hope to see you in self-love sessions. I love you, and I'm here for you. Bye.